Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to the Canadian Cattle Farmer here in Chilliwack, British Columbia. Now it's the next day, and if you look over there into the field, the grass is growing and has grown enough that we can get in there and mow it soon. Now, I have been out and checked it. It is still just a little bit damp, so we're just going to leave it to dry for a little bit. But in the meantime, I've decided we can get out and do some tillage. We're going to head over here, the field that we spread quite a bit of slurry on. Obviously didn't get across the whole field, but we're going to go and run the speed till over that and get that all chopped up, mixed in, and get that slurry all buried down deeper into the soil. So when we come to planting it in, well, in spring, I imagine, it will be all good and ready to go. So get things unfolded and get into it really. That field there, that's looking pretty good. I do notice we've got a few weeds have come up in here too, so that's something to be mindful of. But we'll get this all unfolded and get it lowered down, and we'll be able to make a move very soon. Here we go. Let's put that down there and see what it's going to do to the field. Well, that looks pretty good. Now the beauty of this tool is it does run at 11 miles per hour, so you can certainly cover a decent amount of ground. So we're going to head around the field. I probably should actually just start on the up and down rows and go across the field before we do any of the headlands like we did in the last field. Of course, that'll be the more common practice to avoid compacting the cultivated soil after we've already worked on it. So we might do that. We'll just run along the end here. This was more just making sure everything was set up and working properly, which it seems to be. So we will head on down this way. I've got to figure out which way we're going to do this. Whether we go the long way, probably makes sense to. And we'll just get into it. So there we are, we've set ourselves up to head across the field. We're doing this on an angle. We're about 20 degrees off the edge of the field, which is quite a lot. We did set up our guidance steering, and that was probably the easiest way to do it. So I think with the length of the field, there'll be a few little awkward pieces in the corners, but it should work out pretty well, I think. So we'll skip some rows. We'll just jump straight into getting this done, and we'll catch you in a little bit once we've made a bit more progress. Well, we've zigged and zagged our way across the field, but we are finally on the very last pass in the centre of the field. We do just have a few laps of the headlands to do, which will take just a little bit of time as well. But as it has progressed, I think the grass is probably going to be dry enough now to get in there and cut. So what we might do is get a worker to run around the headlands here on the field, get this one all finished off. Obviously we can use courseplay to set it up to just run headlands, and then we will be able to go over, pull out the swather and get started on getting that grass mown, because obviously hay is our priority. This is just a bonus, being able to get this field cultivated and turned over and get the slurry pushed down into the dirt and buried in there for when we have some crops in it. So we'll get to the end here. We'll go and set up a worker on some courseplay and we'll get things going there. So we'll get the worker up and running. We've set up a courseplay course where they will finish on the headlands. So we pretended like they did the centre already, and now they're going around doing 4 headland passes. So the first one that they're on now probably won't be doing too much. Just try and pick up any loose ends where I might have missed some rows on the start or end of them. Maybe turned a little bit earlier, weren't quite on alignment, but they should otherwise be able to get around and pick up these last little pieces here, get rid of all that stubble and get that field well prepared. So with that all going, I think we will head back over to the yard, go and grab the swather out and go make a start in the grass. We'll get this backed out of here. I was just checking the diesel. It looks like we've got enough. We could top it up, but I think that should be more than enough to get this whole field done. So we're just going to head on over this way. I was just trying to think of the best place to start in the field. Probably really doesn't matter too much exactly where we go, but I think we've got this little step over here. In fact, it's pretty much straight along there now. I was thinking we had a little bit of a step out, but things ended up pretty straight. So let's just pop down in here, and we might as well just jump into the field. There is a little step out still. I was right. Anyhow, doesn't matter. We'll just get things set up and running here on the edge. So we've got this set to condition. So if we get that turned on and lower that down, we should be good to go and get some conditioned grass there coming out the back. So that all looks like it's working just perfectly. So we'll fire along here, get the field opened up. It's going to be interesting to see how we do this, how it works out, because obviously a little bit different shape to the last time we mowed this field. Having put the feedlot and everything like that down, obviously looking forward to getting the freestall in here at some stage soon too. Just missed that little bit there on the edge, so that'll be good to have. There is still a little bit of landscaping we need to do along this edge as well. It's a little bit raised as we got it levelled, but that's right, we can run along here and we should still be able to get things picked up and loaded up and tedded and windrowed and everything else like that. So I think with this up and running, we've got the cultivator still going in the field over the road. We're just going to jump right into getting this field mown, and we'll probably catch you when we're finished. Felt like it took forever to get around the headlands on this. We went around 4 times, but once we've got through that and started doing these up and down rows, feels like we're racing through the field, probably a quarter of the way across it. Obviously we've got some longer passes to do over there, and also the angled headland, which will make it just a little bit harder, a bit more work turning around, but yeah, it was certainly getting through this, hopefully, a lot faster than I expected to, which is good. So we're just going to carry on, we'll keep mowing. I had hoped that the worker, look, and just like that, our worker D has completed their task, so we might get that worker to then take the plough over and plough the other cornfield over by the dairy barn, because it would be good while we've got a worker to go and make use of them. So we might go and get them set up on that in just a minute. We might just have to pause the mowing for a wee bit, or we might just put this on a worker so they can carry on and go and get that taken care of as well. But for now, things are going well, and we'll just keep trucking on. So I've just set the worker up here. We've already created the course for when they get to the field, and they're now using auto drive to hopefully navigate their way over there. Now, it could be a little bit difficult because this is quite a big tractor and quite a big plough on the back, so hopefully we won't avoid any collisions with power poles. We might just hang along here and just see. Bother, that's going to be our problem right there. Alright, oh well, we'll have to do this manually. At least we have the course set up and ready to go for when we get over there. So we'll get that untangled from around that pole, and we'll make our own way over there. What a shame. Well, just to prove to myself that I did set things up right, I just thought I'd double check now that we're down here and clear of all the obstructions and obstacles on the side of the road with this big beast of a tractor. We've turned it back onto auto drive, and we've got the course all set up. So hopefully it'll get around here to the field waypoint we told it to go to. Once it jumps in here, hopefully it's going to turn on course play. It is still moving. It should try and get into the field here. Unfold the plough and get started on ploughing this field. It's a bit of an awkward course, actually, I must be completely honest with you. This little narrow part of the field does not make it work very well with course play, but we've got it functioning and we'll just wait and see what happens. And there we go, it's managed to get over the field. The plough is unfolded and we should see it spinning around and getting up and going. Let's just wait and see. It's going to drop the shanks down into the ground and run across. There it is. Run across on an angle. So, excellent. System works. And we are getting that nice little offset angle from the rows. So that's good. Anyhow, let's leave the worker here and we're going to go back and carry on with the mowing. Well, we're just finishing up here in the grass, and it looks like, as good timing might have it, the plough is coming back too. This is the Versatile running along the road, using some auto drive to get back to the yard. So, oops, and we've got to lower our header down there, but we'll back up and get that last little piece finished off. And that will be us pretty much all done, which is perfect. There is a lot when you look across here now that it's mowing. I'm just going to grab this little piece as well. When you look across here and can see everything mowing now, there feels like there is a lot of grass in here. So we've got to get in, obviously, and ted all this, turn it into hay, and then obviously get it windrowed and baled up. And like I said last time, we are looking at getting a new baler. Looks like we've got some issues there with the tractor getting into the yard, which is a bit unfortunate. Maybe a car blocking it. We'll just have to have a look what is going on. Yep, looks like we've had a little bit of a traffic issue. That's alright, we'll fix that. We'll turn traffic off and they will all disappear. But yeah, like I was saying last time, we are going to look at getting a baler to do that with squares, because if we just pop over here, leave that there so we can give it a wash off. But if we just go and pop in over here and have a look, this shed worked so much better with the 240cm square bales. So I think we might try and do that with the balers, get something that we can use out here and get all that baled up. Will be a fair few bales, possibly maybe 100. I think we guesstimated that we might have had somewhere around 800,000 litres, and those are 8,000 litres each. So that'd give us 100 bales off here, which would be fantastic. Be a good load of hay for us for when we need it. But I think that is going to do us for this episode. I did just note that we've got a little bit of rain forecast, so hopefully that doesn't set us back too far with the haymaking. Should have checked the forecast before we mowed all this, but we had to get it done anyhow. So better now than waiting around. We might not have got it cut at all. Anyhow, hope you've enjoyed that episode. As always, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.